Hello everybody and welcome back to Everton Live. I'm Sarah Halpin and I am joined today by Ian Snowden ahead of this massive game.
A nervous
against Manchester
Ian
United.
Snowden.
Yeah, a nervous Sarah Halpin as well, Ian. It's a huge game this. We're saying this all the time, but obviously back-to-back defeats again away from home, and this is a massive game for the club, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough, Sarah. It really is. I was at Burnley doing commentary with Darren on the other night at Burnley, and wow, we were speechless after the game. 2-1, I thought we were well comfortable at 2-1 as well. All right, 2 penalties, but I thought we were playing okay, and then to concede 2 goals, especially the last one late on, I'd rather just said, keep tight, let's take a point. If we must, let's take a point, and to lose a point 5 minutes before the end as well, it's hard to take. So every game's massive. We're driving here today and you're thinking, Man United, it's a massive game. I'm afraid everyone's a massive game for this football club at the minute. And Man United are not the Man United of the 90s and the early 2000s when they were winning everything. But they're still a hell of a team with hell of a players, and it's going to be a tough ask today. But again, I keep saying it every time I'm on this station. We're at Goodison. This crowd are magnificent. Get behind us. Get the players right from the first whistle to get about Man United, and hopefully we get a result.
We need a result today. It's as simple as that. This season there's not too many games left, and it's been tough. We know that, but let's have a quick look at what's to come over this next hour for you on Everton Live. So we'll have the player arrivals, team news will be dropping to us very shortly. We'll have a look at the highlights from when we played Manchester United at Old Trafford earlier this season. We'll hear from Francis Jeffers. I spoke to him earlier, and we'll have much more as well. Sorry, the monitor's just gone off there as well. So there was a few more things on there as well, but obviously team news coming up soon, Snods.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the team is, Sarah. I know Alan's available, Michael Keane's available. I would imagine that they will come straight back into the team. Seamus Coleman's available. It'd be interesting to see what team he puts out, what shape it's going to be. But more importantly, it's the players that he does put out on that pitch have got to realise, and they will realise that we need a victory. Surely
Alan comes back in, do you think, today?
Yeah.
Just expect Michael Keane to as well, from suspension?
Yeah, I really do. All right, Michael, I think he'll admit at times he's made a couple of mistakes recently, but yeah, I think he'll come straight back into the lineup. And as I say, it don't matter to me what names are on that pitch, Sarah, what names are on that back of the shirt. Them 11 that come out to start with have just got to go right from the off, right from the first whistle. Get this crowd up for it, and come on. It's got to happen, and it's got to happen today. Yeah. It's no good saying, oh, if we get beat today, we've got these afterwards, and it's got to happen now. Yeah. We've got to get
points on the
possibly
board,
get 3 points. You've got 2 games in hand. They count for nothing. Games in hand. You've got to get the points.
I agree. The games in hand thing kind of frustrates me a little bit sometimes as well, because you can get complacent. The points that we've got are the points that are on the board, and we need a good number more to make sure we're safe.
Many of my pals and many people, Evertonians, keep coming up. Yeah, but Ian, we've still got a couple of games in hand on certainty. It means nothing, because we're not winning football games. Yeah. So until you get the points, then it'd be nice to have stayed up with 2 games to go. But it ain't going to be that way. We've got to fight. We're in a dogfight. We've got to fight for every single point we get, and it starts right here, right now.
It does, and we will have team news for you as well in about 30 seconds or so. Just before that drops, Anthony Gordon's been superb, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been a shining light. He really has. He's been a breath of fresh air, and he's grown in stature as well. The more games he's playing, the more confident he's getting. I just wish he could add a few goals to his performances. But no, he's been brilliant, and the fans have realised that he has been one of the shining lights.
A real shining light of this season. Well, here we go. Let's see if Anthony Gordon starts. Let's see if Alan starts. Let's see if Keane starts. Let's see the team. And here is your lineup for Everton to start with. Okay, so in goal, we've got number 1, Jordan Pickford. Number 5, Michael Keane returns to the side after his 1-game suspension. 6, Alan returns after his 3-game suspension. Number 7, Richarlison, who of course has been in rich goal-scoring form. We could do with him being on the score sheet again today. 8, Fabian Delph returns after a long injury. Number 9, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 17, Alex Iwobi. 19, Vitaly Mikalenko. 23, and captain Seamus Coleman returns to the starting 11 as well. And there he is, that young man, number 24, Anthony Gordon. So let's have a look at the substitutes bench for Everton today. Asmir Begovic, John Joe Kenny, Mason Holgate, Damari Gray, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Andre Gomez, Jared Branthwaite, Salomon Rondon and Dele as well. Let's have a look at the visitors, Manchester United. As expected in goal, David De Gea, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Alex Telles, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Nemanja Matic as well. Let's have a look at their bench. Tom Heaton, Dean Henderson, Phil Jones, Paul Pogba, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard, Diego Dalot, Anthony Elanga and Hannibal Mejbri as well.
I wouldn't know how, I wouldn't know how to pronounce
terrible
that.
assassination of his name there at the end there. So yeah, firstly to start with, Everton, happy with that team?
As long as they go out and perform. On paper it counts for nothing, names on paper, it's go out and perform, but I did think that Michael Keane would come back, Alam would come back, definitely Fabian Delph.
He's settled that midfield a little bit.
Yeah, he's comfortable as hell on the ball, Fabian Delph, but did I expect him to start? Perhaps not, but hopefully he'll give a performance today. And I just keep reiterating, going back to performances, Sarah, just go out, boys, and it does break my heart, and it breaks every Evertonian's heart, the position that we're in, the games that we're losing. The place needs a lift, and it's right today. It needs a lift from 12:30 up to end of kick-off at 2:15. And I'm an ex-player, but that counts for nothing. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm like everybody else in this stadium. Come 12:30, all I want to see is a victory.
Well, me and you were speaking before, weren't we, Ian, as well? And, you know, even coming and doing the show, we love doing the show, but right now, all we can think about is the match. And I was watching the Burnley game on Wednesday, and, you know, I like you, thought we were quite comfortable. I think we had a great chance to make it 3-1. I thought, this is it, we're going to win, we're going to be 7 points clear. All of a sudden to concede so late in the game, and, you know, Burnley get the 3-point gain on us, and we're right back in it. Devastated, and I had to take, you know, a couple of days to really just try and focus on other things, and because it means the world to us, this, doesn't it? It truly means the world, and, you know, just got to go out there and do something.
Sarah, the scenes at Burnley when we went 2-1 up were incredible. I looked towards the away fans, and they were going absolutely, it were brilliant, and I'm thinking, wow, that's what it's all about. This is what we've been missing. And then to see him at the end of the game so deflated, and the players, all right, the players are laid down, they've given their all, but you've got to come away with something at Burnley, knowing the importance of that game. So this makes it double as hard now, and you're playing Man United, and I keep saying, this is not the side that won everything, the Premier League, but there's still, you look at their team.
Oh, and you've got players like Ronaldo in there,
they've got great players, but the only way to upset them players is get about them, get a tackling on them.
Have a go.
Do Man United fancy it? Surely not when this crowd get behind us.
Yeah.
If the boys close them down, tackle, they'll think, oh, this is an hard game we've got today. And that's what you've got to realise. The boys have got to realise, make it as difficult as we can for Man United today.
That's it, because like you said, you know, they have got some fantastic players in there. We know that, Sancho's, your Rashfords, your Ronaldo's, but this place, and we keep saying it, don't we, Snods, but this place, when you've got all 38,000 Evertonians behind you making noise like that, we saw at Newcastle, the place nearly crumbled to the floor. Yeah. And I challenge any player to come here and you know, do well in that atmosphere. So let's hope that, like you said, flying into tackles early on, take the game to them, because we're Everton.
I watched the performance when we played Man City. We were unfortunate. We should have had a penalty. Whether he scores or not, you'll never know, because it wasn't given. But Man City are a far better side than Man United.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we played ever so well against Man City, and we should have got something out of the game. Give us that performance again. And if they give you that performance, yeah, we we possibly can beat Man United, no problem. But then give us a performance that we played against Wolves, and Man United will beat us. It's simple as that. But these are they're no championship winning team, Man United, these days. So just make it as difficult as you can. Get the crowd off the seats, and let's have an atmosphere. Let's have a performance that all Evertonians are proud of.
That's what we want, a performance and hopefully a result to be proud of as well. But now let's throw it back to earlier in the season when we faced today's visitors at Old Trafford.
Townsend can certainly deliver from these sort of positions. Left-footed, flicked on, and just wide from Michael Keane, who wasn't too far away from his second of the season there. Michael Keane. Here's Demarai Gray, great run from him, what a shot, good save, David De Gea. That was goal bound from Demarai Gray. Here's Fernandes, bringing in Martial, danger here, goal Manchester United. Anthony Martial rattled that one beyond Jordan Pickford, and Everton are undone. Gray trying to pick up for Everton. He's done very well there. Gray's ball in for Doucouré. Doucouré has got Townsend free here. He's released him. Clear chance for Everton. 1-1. Andros Townsend. What a lightning Everton break. Brilliant all-round from Demarai Gray, Abdoulaye Doucouré and Andros Townsend. That is how to counter-attack. Andros Townsend with his 5th in an Everton jersey, his 3rd in the Premier League, and Everton are level. Just over 5 minutes remain. Away by United as far as Godfrey. Still has it. Oh, he's played in Davis. Real big chance. Davis. Yerry Mina. Everton lead. What about that? Varane headed away from the corner. Godfrey saw Davis in acres of space, and he picked out Yerry Mina. Is he offside? The goal has been ruled out.
Feels a long time ago, that, doesn't it? The 1-1 at Old Trafford. I remember being really quite happy with that result.
Delighted, absolutely delighted. He did a good performance there as well. So same again, boys. That's what we need to ask for.
Absolutely, and more on the team news. Obviously now we've had a look at it again, and are you surprised by any of the people that have been left out today, or Doucouré not in there today?
Doucouré, if I'm being honest, Sarah, I like Doucouré for his energy, his work rate. But on the ball, he's been a little bit disappointing recently, and it's been tough. It really has. We're just on it. I'm just telling the gentlemen there, they were just ready to walk in front of the screen. But
it's a bit chaotic.
It is
today,
a bit chaotic. There's everybody about, but no. Fabian Delph's the one for me. I just hope Fabian Delph shows. He played for Man City for a few years, so he must have a bit of rivalry with Man United.
Yeah.
So he must have a performance in him today.
I'm
really hoping so. He's always comfortable on the ball. We know that, and he's got Alan at the side of him as well. So I think that's solid too.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the pace. Obviously, pace plays a big thing, and they've got some pacey players, Man United. We know that, but when it boils down to it, I don't care who's starting in that lineup. As I say, names mean nothing. It's 11v11 on that football pitch. Who wants it the most?
Sorry, I'm getting really distracted here because there's just all kinds of chaos going on. People are walking across the shot. Yeah, it's a busy one, isn't it, here today, Snods? But as you said, such an important game. Apologies about this, people. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Let's just take it to the next VT, shall we? Earlier, I spoke to Francis Jeffers. Welcome back to Everton Live, and I'm delighted to be joined by former Everton player and coach Francis Jeffers. Francis, thanks so much for joining us ahead of this one. Manchester United, massive game this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive game. The Burnley one was massive. We're looking at it. We're looking at every game as being almost the biggest game in years, the club's history. You know, it's just a massive game. Everyone's on edge, aren't they? We just need the result from somewhere. I think I read the last time we played Man United in April, we won 4-0. Hope for a bit of the same today.
I'd love that, absolutely. I remember that game well, and it does feel at the moment a very long time ago, doesn't it, with where Everton are at currently.
Yeah.
But the last few games we've seen, obviously heavy fixtures this week, we've had 3 in the space of a week, but West Ham away and then Burnley away, the results weren't there, but the performances, and trying to look at the positives and take what we can, the performances were improved, weren't they? But individual and, you know, silly mistakes sort of cost us.
Yeah, I think when you're down there, everything's scrutinised even more, you know. Mistakes are being made and they're getting punished, and that's what tends to happen when confidence is low in a squad, in a team. You tend to be punished more severely for the small mistakes, and I think that's what's happening. We have to take the positives. I thought, you know, looking at the game, we went 2-1 up against Burnley. You know, if we go on and score a third, we win the match. And you know, right now confidence is low. We never went on and scored a third, and look what happened. That's what tends to happen. We have to find a way now of getting a win from somewhere.
We've got to, haven't we? We simply have to. And as you said, it's these margins, you know. If we'd have won that game and we had the chance to, Richarlison had a good chance to make it 3-1. I thought he played very well, though. Yeah. But then it's so different, isn't it? We're then looking at sort of 7 points clear of Burnley, 6 of Watford, and it feels different. So it's just those margins that we've got to change.
Yeah, I think I said it to my mates before the game. I thought if we beat Burnley, we'd be safe.
Yeah.
I think obviously we haven't won the game. We've now given Watford a bit of hope. We've dragged them into it. We've got to go there. So we are making things hard for ourselves, but you know, let's look at the positives. As I say, I felt we should have went on and beat Burnley comfortably. On another day we could have. We never. It's what tends to happen when you're down there. So you know, we've got to find the result from somewhere, and hopefully it starts today. We've got to,
like you said. And do you think that sometimes the stress and the pressure is, you know, it must be having an impact, mustn't it? We're all feeling it, and the players...
Oh, listen, the players feel it, you know, the fans feel it, the club feels it. We've had a lot of change over recent years, and I think this is the consequences of the change. It's what happens. So the players will be feeling it. Listen, I know a lot of the players in that dressing room. I've worked with them.
Of course.
You know, first hand with Duncan. They're a good, honest group of players. Confidence is really, really low. You can see it. You know, they have got to stand up and be counted. You know, you hear a lot about the fans have got to get behind them. The players have got to stand up as well and be counted. Hopefully, it starts today, and we can get the right result.
Let's hope so. And of course, this Goodison crowd is going to be right up for it as always. And it's Manchester United, so it's a tasty one. We're speaking about positives, and one of the ones I want to speak to you about is Anthony Gordon. Obviously, yourself coming through, you know, a local lad coming through the academy and being a real hero at Everton. You've worked with him as a coach as well. He's been fantastic, hasn't he, Anthony Gordon? He's always had the ability. I worked with him from the age of 12. Always had top Premier League ability. I had to get him to work a bit harder. That was always the issue with Anthony. You know, we're always on to him to, you know, you can't only run one way. He's been magnificent since he come into the team. You know, we're always happy, aren't we, to see the local lads come in. You know, it's a good story because I was in the same class as Anthony's dad. Oh, brilliant!
In school, yeah. So, you know, there's that extra bit of love I had for him. I wanted him to do well because I knew he was our fella. He's done brilliant. He has got top Premier League ability. Let's hope we can produce a bit of magic today. Let's hope so. He's got his uncle Francis Jeffers watching him here. So, do you think we will win today, Franny? It's a hard question. Listen, it's a tough question. We can win today. Absolutely. We can win today. As an Everton fan, I hope we win today. Do I think we'll win? I don't know. That's my honest answer. We can win. Definitely, we can beat Man United. We can beat anyone here. Absolutely. Do I think we'll win? It's hard at the minute as an Everton fan to think you'll win, but let's hope this place is rocking and let's hope we get the first goal and see what happens. Absolutely, that's all we can do, isn't it? Francis Jeffers, thank you so much. No problem. Appreciate it. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great to speak to Francis Jeffers earlier there. He said he's not too sure about what the result's going to be. You can tell it's affecting people, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been round the lounges just talking to a few supporters in their lounges, and they're just praying. that we get the result. They don't know how it's going to go. They keep saying, oh, it's not the Man United of old, and it really isn't, but it's still a good side, as we say. So nobody really knows how this game's going to pan out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to mention, though, on a positive note, something to make you laugh. We've actually got Diamond next to us doing BT Sports, and he's between Jody and Lescott and Rio Ferdinand. Snod, what did you just tell him?
I just told him to stand up. They're 6'3", 6'4", and Diamond's like 5'10". He just looks out of place, doesn't he?
It's like me usually doing the show next to you lot. But no, it's a massive game, and as you said, people are sort of praying, and when you're in this position that Everton are, it's impossible not to get dragged into the sort of fears. You want to be positive, and you look on paper, we're very capable of getting a result against any team that we've got left to play. I know our fixtures are tough, but do you think that fear is
do you know when you play teams that are low down, you know that they're going to be fighting. They're fighting for their lives, whether it be Norwich's, Burnley's, etc. Come the end of the season, the last few games, if you were playing somebody mid-table that and got nothing to play for, it's kind of easier. But when you're battling against teams that are fighting for survival, fighting for points, that's when it's more difficult. So Man United should be coming here thinking, wow, we're in for a tough game. Everton are fighting for their lives, they're desperate for points. This is going to be so uncomfortable. This is going to be so uncomfortable for Man United and we've got to make it as uncomfortable as we can. Peter Reid, that's first tackle he's made, Peter Reid, since I've been here.
I wish he could play today.
I wish he could play today. He's the kind of inspiration that the lads should look at old videos and see how he played. But it's all changed since we played. But the emphasis is on the boys that are playing, and I would love us to win this game today. The atmosphere in the ground will be fantastic. It makes up for a lovely weekend as well if you win a game. But we know if it goes the other way, it spoils your weekend. It really does. So Sarah, we can't do anything about it. The fans can get behind them, but when that game kicks off, there's only the boys can change that on the outcome of the game. It's all down to them.
It is all down to them. We'll do our part from the stands, but ultimately it's up to those boys on the pitch to get the result for Everton today. Something a little bit different now. Here's a VT of what happened at Goodison Park when Everton in the community came back with their zip slide.
3, 2, 1, go!
Fantastic, yeah, really good. Like, what a view, what a day.
Brilliant, quite nerve-wracking at the top.
Walking up the stairs in the stands and actually sitting there was a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I've done it. It was boss going down.
We're here for the latest in our zip slide episodes. We've waited quite a while because of the pandemic to get to this one, but what a marvellous occasion this always is, and it raises some fantastic money for the charity.
Everyone in the community do an amazing amount of stuff around the area, so I'll always come down and help, and yeah, it's great. It was really good.
Without everything in the community, I don't know where I'd be. This fundraising is so vital for the charity to continue to do the amazing work that they do.
I've been a massive supporter of Everton in the community since about 2008. I've done volunteering for them in many different ways, so yeah, always happy to support.
It's been a fantastic venue to have this zip slide. So many people over the years have taken part, and what a sense of achievement they will have, knowing that they've been across Goodison Park and they've raised money through their kind sponsorships. Every one of them has said that has been, what an experience that is. And I said to them, I bet you want to go again, don't you? And they said, oh, yes, please, yes, please.
Well, I tell you what, Snods, I think if it's a positive result today, I might ask them to bring that zip slide back, and I might be
Do you know what? I didn't do the one at Goodison, but I did the one in town centre. I love it. I love anything like that. I know me and Graham Stewart as ambassadors had to do it, and he's petrified of it. He said he didn't enjoy it one bit, but I did. I loved it, so I'm hoping I'm going to get involved in the one here. So
me and you will do it next year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Next year we'll definitely do it.
Yeah, because we haven't got too much longer left in this beautiful stadium as well, have we? And that brings us back to why, again, there's so many reasons why Everton can't go down, but this ground, we're not here much longer. We don't want to be seeing this team not in the top flight.
There'll be tears when we leave this ground, and there'll be floods of tears. I don't want to see tears at the end of this season, because if we do, they'll be low. But I'm fed up now of talking, Sarah, negative. Let's start talking positive from this minute onwards. We're going to beat Man United.
Yes!
We are going to beat Man United. I could sense myself being so negative and down. Our fans don't want to hear that, so I'm going to be positive tonight. We're going to turn Man United over.
Oh,
we ain't going down.
You've just absolutely changed my energy there.
We are not going down. We are going to win today.
Absolutely, you've heard it here now. Let's hope we're all smiles and jumping on that zip wire after. We've got another update for you. Speaking about one ground to our new one in the future, here's an update on Bramley-Moore Dock.
It's a beautiful sunny morning down here at Bramley-Moore Dock, and it's also a very significant morning. We're witnessing the installation of the first wall on the fourth corner of the Bramley-Moore Dock site, and the significance of that is that all four corners of the site now have a concrete structure. Dave, how significant is it to have the installation of the fourth corner?
This is a huge milestone for us, Darren. So there's four main cores in the stadium. We started up in the north stand with cores A and C. Over the last few weeks, we've started to construct core H, which is in the southwest corner, and now finally core F, southeast corner of the building, which is the final one for us to sort of get up and out of the ground. So the four cores essentially provide a lot of stability to the entire stadium. In the north, the two cores, cores A and C, will provide stability to the structural steel as that begins to be installed. And in the south, once the structural steel is installed in zone G, which is in the centre of the south stand, they'll start connecting into the cores in the two corners.
We've just seen the wall being delivered here at Bramley-Moore Dock. Where does it come from today?
So these are our precast products that come from our Centre of Excellence for Modern Methods of Construction, which is based over in Worksop. Various precast components. That's a twin wall that you can see there. We're also getting columns, lattice planks, beams.
How heavy is that wall?
So that wall's around about 12 tonne. That's one of the larger walls that we have on the project.
So you've got to get a 12-tonne wall off the wagon and into place. How are you going to do that? In layman's terms, how are you going to do that?
The crane team will climb up the frame as that wall's been delivered vertically, connect the chain, so it's a 4-point lift with equalisers. The wall will then be lifted off on a tag line, guided in by the slingers, and sit over the top of these projecting starter bars. You've got a 185mm cavity in the centre. So once we get a sort of run of walls in, we've got joints to seal, we've got some more in situ reinforcement to put in, and then there's a concrete pour that sort of ties all that in together.
Everybody's starting to get an appreciation of the sheer scale of the project now, the sheer size of the site, aren't they?
It's a huge project. Like you say, now that the four cores are up and running, soon enough you'll see some steel going up in the north in sort of May time, starting slabs on the east and the west stand, so very quickly now it's going to take shape. Really is a big stadium.
And with every passing phase, it becomes more and more difficult for me to recall how it looked when it was a dock, when it was full of water.
Yeah, it's a bit of a distant memory now. It is hard to believe that, this time last year, that was a sort of working dock. So there's a lot's been achieved in the last sort of 12 months or so. It's all going to plan.
Bramley-Moore Dock, obviously it's so focused on what's going on in front of us right now, but it's really starting to take shape. It's hard not to look at those images and be pretty damn impressed with it.
It is, but I look about this place and I think, wow, this is incredible. But yeah, you're right. We need to move on. We need to move into a new stadium, and it's taking shape. It really is. It's quite exciting. All I can worry about is the performances. I know it's great, the thought of Bramley-Moore Dock and a new stadium, Well, let's get it right here.
Let's get it right here. That's exactly it, you know. Until we get these points on the board, until we can start to look at things in a bit of a healthier and happier way, then it is really difficult to try and think of anything else, isn't it, other than what's directly in front of us.
Absolutely. It just if we got into a position where we were safe or got enough points, then embrace everything else. But while the team at the minute is struggling for points, all that's on our minds as Evertonians is get a win, get sufficient points that we're going to survive, and everybody will be a little bit happier then. I know we've got a lot of work to be doing, rebuilding and stuff like that in the future, but this season is so important that we stay up.
We have to. We absolutely have to. And we've seen what this place can be like. The Newcastle game, by the way.
Incredible.
To anyone who's seen me in the park end, I was running around, hugging everyone up and down here, jumping over. It was just chaos, and that is Goodison at the absolute best that only Evertonians can know and understand that chaos.
Absolutely, totally agree. I know me and Darren screamed when Iwobi scored the goal. And the scenes were absolutely incredible. You thought we'd won the league, or you thought we'd won a European
Cup. What it means.
But it does mean that, even though it's one victory against Newcastle, 1-0 late on, it just shows what winning a game of football here at Goodison can do to this crowd. It is hard to play. When you're not playing well, it's very, very difficult to play at Goodison, because the crowd can be quite ruthless.
Oh, yeah,
but see, when you're playing well and you're winning football games, it's the best place in the world to play your football. It's incredible. And the lads must have felt 10 foot tall when Alex Iwobi scored, and this ground was bouncing.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Because I felt 10 foot tall to be at Goodison in the ground. So them players must have thought, wow, listen to this noise. So give us more of that, boys, and you'll get more adulation then. So
absolutely, give us more of that. I want more bruises all over me legs from going absolutely bollow when we score. But speaking of goals, let's have a look at the contenders for goal of the month. There it is. Well, that was absolute chaos. Gotta tell everyone, Poppy Pattinson has just legged it down Goodison Road. We had like 20 seconds till she was live. I'm texting you, where are you? Legged it down Goodison Road. You made it here.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Look, obviously I wasn't expecting the traffic to be that bad this morning, but is what it is. I'm here now.
You weren't going to let us down, were you? She doesn't let us down this one. Poppy, it's fantastic to have you here. Obviously, you've been playing superb for Everton women recently. Firstly, talk to me about that. How are you feeling out there?
Yeah, great. Obviously, it's good to get a good run in the team. We've had a tough run of games, but obviously we've come through that now. There's big games coming up and we want to finish the season well.
Absolutely. Obviously, playing at Old Trafford, it wasn't the result we wanted, but your performance particularly was one of the highlights. What was it like to play at a stadium like that in front of, 20,000+ fans?
Obviously, that's what we want as players. To play at Old Trafford was amazing. Obviously, like you see, the result wasn't what we wanted. I thought we put in a good first half performance, but we couldn't get over the line in the end. But yeah, like you say, we want to push on now and get those results that we won in the last few games.
Definitely, and you've got to talk about your songs and stuff like that. A real fan's favourite here at Everton in your second season. It's been tough, hasn't it? Like, we've seen a number of turnover of managers. Results haven't been what we've wanted them to be. But do you feel that we could build something special going forward? New manager's just been announced, so
yeah,
of course.
I mean, it's been a long season. We've had tough run of games recently as well. The managers, of course, but yeah, like we say, we're working hard off behind the scenes and training, and yeah, obviously right now it's about pushing on, working hard, and yeah, trying to impress for the new manager.
This is the kind of attitude. There's a reason the fans love you, Poppy. Every time you put on that blue shirt, you're getting stuck in, flying into the tackles, always giving it everything you've got, and that is what we as fans want to see. Do you feel like Everton's the club for you in that sense? You wear your heart on your sleeve?
Yeah, look, this is why I love coming to these games as well. I understand what it means to the fans, and me, this is my personality. I want to fight for the club and the badge, and yeah, that's why I want to do well.
And it's got to be said, you've done Everton live for Leeds, which we won 3-0. You've done Everton live for Newcastle, which we won 1-0. If we win today, Poppy, will you finish the rest of the season? Sorry, Snods, it'll be me and Poppy taking over Everton live for the rest of the season. And then we just spoke about playing at Old Trafford, obviously, Manchester United are the visitors today. It's going to be tough, innit? But you've experienced this crowd.
It's the 12th and 13. I don't know.
We could do it 13. Get your boots.
I brought them. It's a 12th man. Yeah, like I say, Everton. That's what we're about. The fan base is huge. It makes a difference to the players, and like you say, Man United is a tough game here today, but we had a tough game here last season. We was talking about it, Chelsea and the FA Cup, and we come out there on top and won that game, so hopefully that's what we can do today.
Well, we actually were speaking about that, weren't we? Because as Poppy is one of my dearest friends, I'm very lucky, and we were talking about after the Burnley game, my head had gone a bit, and you were like, listen, we won here, you played here, beat Chelsea 2-1 when we were massive underdogs. Anything can happen when you play at this special ground and you have fans on the side. So you're going to be watching it with me, aren't you? Like, yes. Roaring the boys on to victory today.
No, like you say, anything can happen in football. I mean, it's a tough game, no one can deny that, but yeah, I've got faith in the boys today, and hopefully I can bring that lucky charm again.
Can we get a score prediction from you, Pops, today? Or even a result?
2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton. You've heard it here first. Absolutely brilliant.
Put your bets on.
Yeah.
Forget the Grand National.
She's paying out if it doesn't come off. But Poppy, thank you so much for joining us here. Fantastic to see you doing so well for club and country. Can't wait to see you finish the season strong. But now let's hear from Anthony Gordon ahead of this one.
Anthony, the result in midweek is a big blow. Do you have to find some confidence here today?
Yeah, the result was disappointing. But we don't lose confidence. We understand the situation we're in, so we just got to take it game by game.
I suppose you've got to try and block out the noise and concentrate on the job, because it's going to be a noisy and probably nervy fan base out there tonight.
No, at Goodison the fans are always unbelievable, so we know they're going to get right behind us, and then it's up to us to just give them something to get behind.
United also need to win. I mean, they can't slip up. Are you expecting a physical contest?
Definitely, because they're obviously fighting for top four in European football themselves, so they're not coming here fighting for nothing. They've also got their own agenda, but we're going to be ready for that fight.
Love that. Two brilliant young players for Everton, Poppy Pattinson, and then we've heard from Anthony Gordon there as well. Yeah. He'll be dying to get on the score sheet today, won't he?
I'd love to see him on the goal sheet. His performances warrant more goals from him. I've seen him in the under-23s score unbelievable goals, score great goals. I'd love him to take, especially that Gladys Street end as well. Just take the roof off that net, to be honest. But yeah, his performances have been refreshing. They really have, and he's maturing as a player. I'm sure I read his interview the other week. He's learning every day, and it's brilliant that he's such a young lad, willing to listen, willing to work, and he's got Evertonians at heart. He loves it. He loves playing for this football club, and that's what it's all about.
It is, and I think as supporters as well, it's really nice to see one of us on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you that little bit more, I don't know, someone on there really truly understands and is feeling what we're feeling. And it's broken my heart, to be honest, at the end of games when you've seen him sat on the floor with his head down, because he's someone who certainly shouldn't have his head down. He should have his head up, because he's been doing us proud. I just hope that, you know, he gets what he deserves out this season, and we finish positively, because he's been superb this season.
You know what, it doesn't matter where you come from. It really don't. I were from Yorkshire, but I were immensely proud of playing for this football club. When I first arrived, it felt great to put the blue shirt of Everton on, so I was proud. But as a youngster growing up in this city, to play for the club that you love, he's fantastic. So he must be bursting with pride, but it must be hurting him as well.
Yeah.
A lot more than some of the other players, because he knows what Everton Football Club means, and he's done enough to warrant a starting position every time we play, to be quite honest, and he'll get better as well. He will get better, Anthony Gordon. So.
Absolutely, he's someone, you know, very, very lucky to have him on our books, and excited to see what the future holds. But another player to talk about now, obviously, Richarlison, scored 2 penalties against Burnley. Very unfortunate not to score a third. In a game against West Ham as well, he looked lively. He is a player that just will always be up for it, and he seems to really come alive at Goodison Park as well, doesn't he? He'll be key for us in today's game.
I thought his first half performance against Burnley was exceptional. Not just because he scored the 2 penalties, which he took very, very well, by the way. I just thought his overall performance, I thought he worked hard. He made it such an uncomfortable night for their right back. His overhead kick was a decent effort as well. But I just think Richarlison, when he's in the mood, I wouldn't like to play against Richarlison when he's in the mood. I just don't want to see Richarlison sulking. I don't want to see him going down with injuries, because he's no good to us when he's doing that. When he's at his best, when he's running at the heart of opposing defences, when he's putting himself about, when he's upsetting people, that's when I like Richarlison. And I'm sure today it needs nothing. Man United are a big name in football, and everybody knows about Man United, and I'm sure Richarlison will want to put a performance in.
We want to see him put performance in. We want to see him doing the pigeon dance, as we always say, don't we? Here at the end, we want to see him doing his little dance and celebrations.
I would love him to be doing his dance. In fact, if he gets the winner and he's doing his dance, I'll promise you I'll be doing that tonight.
You've heard it here now. If we win, then
I'm doing that
I'll
tonight.
ask you for a video there.
I'll do the pigeon dance tonight, somewhere near home.
No, that's all we want. We just got to get this win. You know, we're fast approaching kick-off now, and there's just so much riding on this game. I'm seeing the faces coming in now. There's some smiles. There's a lot of frowns. There's, you know,
apprehension.
Yeah, apprehension is exactly right.
Everybody's. They are. They're coming to the game thinking, "Come on, boys, come on!" And you can feel the tension in the crowd. But we get an early goal. Wow, come on! This crowd will take off. The players will have self-belief. We need that first goal, Sarah. It's so important, the first goal, that we don't concede.
Oh, it is. We need that first goal. It'd be a great time for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to get his scoring boots on again. It would be fantastic, because we need it, that's for sure. But let's hear now from the manager, Frank Lampard, ahead of this one.
Frank, there's obvious pressure, but the means to escape are still in Everton's hands. How do you grab onto that today?
We're going game by game. There's a lot of points to fight for. We're at Goodison. We've been good at Goodison in my time here. Every game, togetherness of crowd and players, big strong link, effort, fight, things that Goodison has to have. I played against it many a time, and we can make this place very difficult for the opposition. So that has to be the basics, the baseline for us today.
4 changes today. At the back, you've got Coleman and Keane for Kenny and Branthwaite. A more experienced back four then?
Yeah, well, we've had a lot of issues since I've been here, and everyone does, but suspensions and injuries. Seamus was ill, wasn't right for Burnley, comes back in as a captain, he's our leader, and Michael Keane, similarly experienced player. Fabian Delph back in the fray from being frustratingly injured for a while, brings experience, brings nous, brings effort and a personality. So the changes felt good. Feel like they were freshening up from a busy week for us, of 3 games in a few days. So it's want to see that in the team.
Yeah, Delph hasn't played since December the 12th, so you must be performing in training then.
Yeah, he is, and he's been really hungry to play and be involved. And as I say, that experience, it's an area of the pitch where, with absolute defensive-minded midfield players, we don't have a lot of that are fit. And so Fabian comes in and gives us that alongside Alan and, as I say as well, energy and experience.
Manchester United, their form is stuttering a bit, but obviously they have individuals that can turn it on at any point.
Yeah, great individuals. And as much as I talk about effort and fight, we have to be very aware of their threats, some being on the counter-attack. And so we have to get our structure right and make sure our coverage when we're in possession is good if we turn the ball over. There's a lot of parts of the game that we work on, but the simple facts remain the same for us. We have to, as much as we respect Manchester United and the individuals, think about us, go out and get into the game quickly, get the fans on side, as they will be, play to win.
Well, that's it. All the talking's done. We've heard from Frank Lampard now. There's nothing else to say except come on, you Blues, and get the job done.
Absolutely. All the work's been done. All the talking's been done. Now it's up to the boys to replicate what Frank said and just get that first goal. That is so important. I know I'm not going to enjoy the game. I
don't think any of us
even
are.
Doing commentary, I just can't relax. And when Daz is always counting minutes down, I tell him to stop because I don't want to know how long's left.
Yeah.
But I just want to see this place, everybody going away as happy as we did against Newcastle.
Absolutely, that's what we want. Well, Snods, thank you so much as ever for your time. Best of luck up there on comms. Hopefully you're throwing the microphone
I hope
in.
so, yeah.
Everything at the end. Well, guys, that's everything from Everton Live this time. As I said, all that's left to say is come on, you Blues, and we'll see you next time.